It is difficult to find a man in our society that would not have several jackets in his wardrobe, and although this kind of clothing is mainly associated with the strong gender, women's jackets are also popular. Today on Made in Ukraine, we will tell you about how jackets are made. At this enterprise, they produce up to 10,000 units per month. The production begins with the experimental workshop, where templates and technical documentation are sent to. Here they sew the first sample for the sewing workshop and make the first unit of the production. After approval, it enters the production line. The factory receives ready-made forms in electronic form from the customer. The designer checks them and sends the first unit of the basic size to the cutting shop. After cutting the trial unit, it is sewn from the beginning to the end in the garment section. The technical documentation contains all the necessary information, including the article from the material from which the product will be sewn. The unit model is a basic example that is made to confirm the order. It usually takes 1 day to make. Then the standardizers and layout experts make the layout for the entire order. This is the beginning of the pre-production stage. Some models are manually coated, but basically this work is done by machines. In the preparatory section of the garment shop, they prepare some details for sewing a jacket, for example, a side lining. After cutting in this section, the details of the top of the jacket with the applied parts are joined by a special machine that glues them together. Workers lay a number of layers of fabric of the required length according to the documentation controlling this process. The machine helps to evenly cut the fabric. With the help of special buttons with needles, workers put labels on the fabric so that the different layers are an exact match. This automatic complex cuts all the details. On the monitor is a layout that the workers have previously done. The bottom is a layer of perforated paper, and from above all the flooring is clamped with a film and tightened with a vacuum. When sewing units, coating in 15 to 20 bands is used. When it's put on this machine, the vacuum tightens, so it's such that the bands are only 1 centimeter in thickness. Operators make photos of all the details, and then they are numbered, so that during sewing the parts are not confused. When the operator makes the photo of the product, he puts a small mark on it, which specifies the card number, size and floor number. Then they are passed on for numbering. There, each item is numbered. Here, small pieces, which do not require special durability, usually these are internal parts, are cut in a whole bundle. Details requiring special precision, collars, lapels and so on, are cut out on ready-made patterns. Some unified parts, those of the same size in the same model, are stored in a packet because they don't require numbering. The parts are then packed into a form in which they arrive at the sewing workshop. The sewing shop itself looks like this. All details of the cut come here, and the process of sewing the future product begins right here. The sewing starts from this table. Here comes the details that apply to the inside of the jacket. All the details of the upper layer of the jacket are brought to the opposite section of the workshop. Thus, on one side of the workshop, a sub-layer jacket is prepared, and on the other, its upper part is prepared. For example, this machine sews internal pockets. Then the pockets are turned inside out and sewn already by hand on sewing machines. The sides on the top of the jacket are shaped in such a forming press. For sewing the side, they use the same machine as for sewing inner pockets. Earlier, all this work had to be done manually. Gradually, some parts of the top of the jacket are sewn together, ironed and sent for further operations. Every hour, the master controller checks every operation in his section and monitors the process to ensure that workers don't make a mistake. Then the lapel collar are overcast. Now comes the oversetting of the breast, which is joined with the top. The sleeves of the jacket are made separately. Later, the jacket top, lining and sleeves are connected in the installation shop. An important part of the technological process is ironing the jackets. Interestingly, for this purpose, a program is used, which is specifically adjusted for different types of fabric. It contains parameters such as pressure, steam, vacuum, and upper airflow. This is how it looks after the press. Do you see? It's already smooth. After passing through all the processes and ironing, ready-made jackets are sent to the warehouse. And of course from there, they are sent to their future owners.